The Roman history is filled with pages of success and glory, but among the many battles and military conflicts, there are also chapters of true drama for its legions. Today, we will talk about one of the darkest pages in Roman military history. Currently, there is a debate about which is Rome's worst defeat. Some argue in favor of the Battle of Cannae, where Hannibal, the Carthaginian, massacred the Roman legions using his cunning tactics. However, others claim that Rome's worst defeat was the Battle of the Teutoburg Forest. The Battle of the Teutoburg Forest, described as the mud disaster by Roman historians, took place in the year 9 AD when an alliance of Germanic tribes ambushed and destroyed 3 Roman legions and their auxiliaries led by Publius Quinctilius Varus. The Germanic alliance was led by Arminius, a Germanic general who was raised in Rome. Arminius had acquired Roman citizenship and received a Roman military education, which allowed him to systematically deceive the Roman commander and anticipate the tactical responses of the Roman army. Varus' forces included 3 legions, 6 cohorts of auxiliary troops, and 3 squadrons of cavalry, most of whom lacked combat experience against Germanic warriors and the prevailing local conditions. The Roman forces did not march in a combat formation and were interspersed with a large number of camp personnel. As they ventured into the forest northwest of Osnabrück, they encountered a narrow and extremely muddy path, worsened by a violent storm, as described by Cassius Dio. Additionally, Varus had forgotten to send reconnaissance groups ahead of the main body of troops. This led to the dangerously stretched Roman line, extending between 15 and 20 kilometers, and it was at this moment that the scattered Roman line was attacked by enraged Germanic warriors. The attackers surrounded the entire Roman army and hurled javelins at the legionnaires. Arminius, drawing from his education in Rome, understood the tactics of his enemies and effectively directed his troops to counter them, using their locally superior numbers against the dispersed Roman legions. The ambush caused enormous losses for the Roman side, and the few survivors attempted to escape by marching through another wooded area while heavy rains continued. They then embarked on a night march to flee, but they fell into another trap set by Arminius. In this trap, a sandy and open strip through which the Romans would march was blocked by a hill, leaving only a gap of about 100 meters between the forest and the swamp. Furthermore, the path was further blocked by a trench, and a dirt wall had been constructed along the path toward the forest, allowing the Germanic alliance to attack the Romans from cover. The Romans made a desperate attempt to assault the wall but failed, and the highest-ranking officer, along with Varus' deputy, Mnemonius Valla, abandoned the troops and fled with the cavalry. However, their lives were in vain as they were overtaken and killed by the Germanic cavalry shortly after, according to Velleius Paterculus. Afterward, the Germanic warriors stormed the camp and massacred the Roman forces until disintegration. Publius Quinctilius Varus took his own life, and Velleius Paterculus reports that a Roman commander, the prefect of the camp, Mnemonius Valla, surrendered and also took his own life, while his colleague, the prefect Lucius Aegius, died leading his troops to the end. The Roman casualties have been estimated between 15,000 and 20,000 dead, making it one of the worst tragedies in Roman history. It is said that many Roman officers took their own lives before being captured by the Germans, and it is no wonder why. Tacitus wrote that many Romans were sacrificed by the Germanic forces as part of their religious ceremonies. Others were cooked and their bones used for rituals. However, it is believed that some captured ordinary soldiers may have been enslaved. The Germanic victory was followed by a sweeping of all Roman forts and garrisons east of the Rhine, while the remaining 2 Roman legions in Germania, commanded by Varus' nephew, Lucius Nonus Asprenas, settled for controlling the Rhine. Despite several successful campaigns and Roman incursions in the following years, Rome never again attempted to conquer the Germanic territories east of the Rhine. Upon learning of the defeat, Emperor Augustus, according to the Roman historian Suetonius, was so distraught that he repeatedly struck his head against the palace walls, cursing Varus and asking for his legions to be returned. The Romans never used the numbers of legions 17 and 19 again. As for the Germanic people, Arminius sent Varus' head to Marbod, the king of the Marcomanni and the most powerful Germanic leader, with an offer of an anti-Roman alliance. However, Marbod rejected the offer and sent the head to Rome for burial. Only then did a brief inconclusive war break out between the two Germanic leaders. Years later, the distinguished Roman general Germanicus launched a campaign to avenge the defeat at Teutoburg and restore Roman honor. Arminius, whom the Romans had considered a very real threat to stability, was defeated once the Germanic coalition had broken apart, and Roman honor was restored. The enormous cost of maintaining Roman legions beyond the Rhine was not profitable, so Rome definitively abandoned Germania. But now it's your turn. Which do you think was the worst Roman defeat, the Battle of Cannae or the Battle of Teutoburg? Leave your opinion in the comments. And if you liked this video, don't forget to like and share it, it helps us a lot.